Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. And today, it's the Michael and Barnes Show. What's up, man?
Baby. What's good, dude? Nothing. Just drinking a mango pineapple Uptime, courtesy of Uptime and courtesy of you.
Dude,
that makes me want to get you something too. Hold on.
Yes. I will let you pick that up. So we'll give Michael a second here, but it's Friday. Big weekend of sports coming up. Obviously, dominated by the NFL, but we'll see some good games, whether it's NHL, World Series, or the National Basketball Association. But I would like to say this episode of the Sports Port is brought to you by American Mule. Come get one.
Love it.
Dude, the quality, though. I'm all about my quality.
Yeah. I mean, real quick, for the viewers, again, that have never had it, what is it like?
Honestly, it's ginger ale on steroids. That's what I would say.
Nice.
And there's alcohol in it.
Nice.
You know what I mean? That's the best part. You don't really want to taste that stuff. So obviously good stuff. So we appreciate the folks over at American Mule. But let's get started. The world of the National Football League.
Juju Smith-Schuster is blown up. It is caught. DeAndre Hopkins.
Do not stand up with that man and let him just throw you out of the club.
On its way. It bounces off the crossbar, and it's good. Oh my goodness.
All right. So we had a classic, definitely what everyone was expecting. Maybe not the final result, but it was a very close game down to the wire. But in the end, the Green Bay Packers defeat the Arizona Cardinals 24-21. And like I said, went right down to the wire. And how about the Cardinals driving from their own 1 yard line all the way down to the 5? And then with 15 seconds left, Kyler Murray throws the interception. And I don't have the guy's name in front of me, but how ironic that he spent the first 4 weeks of the season on the Arizona Cardinals. So kind of a revenge spot for him there, especially the game being in Arizona. But I was just really impressed with what Green Bay did. They really controlled this game, didn't trail that much. And, you look at Rodgers, 184, 2 touchdowns, and he gets his old buddy Randall Cobb involved. He only had 15 yards receiving, but he did have the 2 touchdowns, which were big. And then A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones really dominated on the ground, combined 31 carries, 137 yards. So the last unbeaten goes down in the form of the Arizona Cardinals. Murray didn't really play well, but I kind of, saw this coming just in terms of this was probably their toughest matchup of the season. They had played some good teams before, and they did beat the Rams, but just, on a short week and against a team red hot like the Green Bay Packers. And I don't know about you, Michael, but I feel like I'm manifesting it, and maybe, it makes sense. Maybe his last year in Green Bay, but I'm seeing a Super Bowl run for the Packers.
Honestly, I could agree with you on that, bud. And I was also thinking, I think it's tough that was it Green? I think that didn't know the play at the end and then eventually.
Oh yes, AJ Green.
AJ Green.
The one that was
so I think for Cardinals fans out there, it's just a couple miscommunications away from a win. So bright side there. Packers, dude. Aaron Rodgers. I think I'm with you. Super Bowl run. Probably going to beat Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. Answer some questions.
Get revenge after last year's NFC championship.
And then leave.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, because he could say he did what Brett didn't.
Right. Winning the
and he doesn't owe them anything after that. He did gut it out another year.
Uh-huh.
Look at did you see that photo of him on the ground?
Yes, dude.
Like, dude, he's still getting punished. He doesn't want this.
No, I know. But at the same time, though, it's
would
hard.
You stay? You probably would stay. I'm more towards Aaron's side with it. Like, if he does that.
You know what it is, though? It's tough for me to really comment on that just because I don't know from a personal side. But when I'm looking at personnel and just the type of organization that the Green Bay Packers are, I just feel like they draft so well. And while they don't spend a lot of money on free agency, they really hit with those draft picks. And a lot of people questioned, their drafts over the past couple of years. I mean, really, the one big question, of course, is just taking Jordan Love. He could get him weapons. But then you look at a game like this last night, and it's like, he was down his top 3 receivers. They win 24-21 versus a previously undefeated team. So it's like, do you really blame them for wanting to prioritize other positions? Because we've seen him do it with many players over the years. He elevates guys that really aren't that crazy of players to really good receivers because he puts the ball where it needs to be. But I would get, as it gets later, you really want to.
Oh, God.
Anthony Materiello Rodgers is not Super Bowl quality. How about let's start with spelling his last name right, Tony?
Yeah, why don't you put some respect on the man's name, dude?
But obviously he's shown he is Super Bowl quality, being that he won a Super Bowl. Granted, it was 11 going on 12 years ago. Didn't seem like a team player, was getting visibly frustrated with teammates who clearly have had much experience. I mean, but it's like, not to be a contrarian like our counterpart, Michael. But isn't it just like, isn't any quarterback going to do that? It's like any really good athlete, they just require a lot of their teammates. That's nothing that we haven't seen before. Am I wrong, Michael?
No, you're absolutely right.
So hard to fault him there, but I do agree with Tony on, just the fact, of course, Rodgers is a diva, but it's like, you want to say his play shows that, he can do whatever he wants. I mean, of course, just the question comes, only that one Super Bowl in his whole career so far. So that's why, it's a very important season. And I don't know. I mean, obviously we've seen what Brady has done, winning his Super Bowl, after being with the Patriots, I think 19 years or whatever it was, winning it in his first year. I just feel like that's very, very hard to do. And that's why, I don't know, him, going to Denver, I'm trying to think really where else he was rumored to go. But of course, anybody would have him as quarterback. But just rebuilding a team and what it takes to put all that together, I just feel like you're better off improving with the guys you have. I mean, Matt LaFleur, I think, is a really good coach. And I do like the running backs in Dillon and Jones. The defense, played well last night. A couple interceptions, some sacks. Just from a pure winning the Super Bowl standpoint, do you think it obviously depends on what the team does, or do you see where I'm coming from with the system, the players, the comfortability level that he has in Green Bay right now?
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, but I still think he's out.
Yeah, where though? Where do you think?
I don't know. Pick a litter. Where does he want to go?
They've mentioned Denver a lot.
Then Denver it is.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think where else would really make sense. He could go to Atlanta too, but I don't know. It's like old quarterback for old quarterback.
No.
But obviously he's better than Matt Ryan.
I think he's going to go to the West Coast or something, 49ers.
49ers, that would be very ironic, but I just don't know, even though a different regime, different coaches, if he would ever play for the 49ers after they passed
up on him. He is
forever type.
Yeah.
So moving forward though, too, it's a 3-point game, so it's hard to really beat yourself up over this, but just as far as the Cardinals, are you confident that they can
New
win
York, Tony says no.
Are you confident that they can win a Super Bowl, or is it just
their defense
right
clearly is wants to be there when it wants to be there, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
They have Aaron Rodgers. That's all you really need.
No, the Cardinals, I'm saying, as far as the Cardinals.
Cardinals. Yeah, no, I could see that too. They're really good. Missing key players. Hopkins was missing, dude.
Yeah, he left with the hamstring injury.
He wasn't playing though, I thought.
No, he had 2 catches, but he left after that.
See?
But they have a lot of weapons. I still though, and I know, like I said, this was a close game, but just something about it, I don't know. I think the Packers have a better shot to win the Super Bowl. Obviously, time will tell. And just looking ahead quickly, Packers will play the Chiefs next week, so that'll be interesting, especially if the Chiefs do not beat the New York Giants on Monday Night Football, Michael. I think there might be,
Some
all hell will break loose in Kansas City.
What do you think? Do you think they'll lose?
No, I mean, obviously we'll preview it on Monday, but I think there's a 0% chance that they
Zero.
lose. Absolute dead zero. And then
0.
on the other side of things, Kyler Murray and the Cardinals will visit Santa Clara next week to play the 49ers, who are obviously reeling. We'll see if they can get a win this week, but I think, it's just going to be interesting to see. And I think we will see these teams right up in the conversation to make a trip to the Super Bowl. And just looking at a couple games for Sunday, obviously, we'll talk Jets, even though it's been a tough start. And of course, Zach Wilson out 2 to 4 weeks. They do host the Cincinnati Bengals, red hot Cincinnati Bengals, 5-2 on the season.
1% chance, Barnes.
Yeah, 1%, also known as 0, Tony. 5-2 Bengals, 10.5 road favorites. You don't see that too much in the National Football League. Obviously at the Jets. And the Bengals, after that impressive win over the Ravens, you look at what the Jets are going to have to work with Mike White making his first career start. So, that could be tough. But part of me thinks, though, as much as Zach has struggled, there's a chance. I mean, it's like you can only go up from here. That he might play just a little bit better, just get him some more points. And he needs help from the defense, though. I mean, CJ Mosley expected to play, even though that's not 100%. But the defense, I mean, they got to step up. They have not had a sack since week 4 when they had 7 against the Titans.
Wow.
But, I mean, obviously, tall task here. Joe Burrow, almost 2,000 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, does have 8 interceptions. Joe Mixon has done a great job on the ground, 539 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then Jamar Chase, I mean, definitely a leader in the house for Offensive Rookie of the Year, 754 yards and 6 touchdowns. So what do you think when it comes to this game, Michael, in terms of what we got for a score and result, 1 o'clock on Sunday?
Jets 28-3. Yeah, I said it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about
You're going to see a turnaround starting this weekend.
Talk about a hot take. I look at this and
what do you look at?
What
do you look at?
Listen, I mean, as bad
what
as
do you
it's
see in that
looked,
crystal ball of yours?
As bad as it's looked, and then you're putting Mike White in at quarterback. I don't like ever picking against my teams.
Wait, no, we just signed what's his name?
Yeah, he's not going to play, though.
Oh, okay. It's so sad.
I'm going to say Bengals 31, Jets 17, and that might be, giving them a couple extra points. The Bengals are hot. They're finally here after years and years of losing. So hopefully the Jets can compete, but I think it's going to be tough. So we'll see what happens. 1 o'clock on CBS. Another game, 1 o'clock on CBS. 5-2 Tennessee Titans, red hot, of course, traveling to Indianapolis to play the Indianapolis Colts, who have won 3 of 4 after losing their first 3 games. The Colts are actually 2.5-point favorites here, despite being second in the division. Titans first. Tannehill, I mean, he has 1,700 yards plus through the air, but only 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. They've been leaning on the ground game. Henry, almost 900 yards, 10 touchdowns. You look at the Colts, Wentz, he's taken a lot of slack over the past couple of years. He's actually played well, almost 1,700 yards, 11 touchdowns, only 1 interception. That's big because he had been throwing a lot of interceptions with the Eagles previously. And Jonathan Taylor, the second-year running back from Wisconsin, has been great to start the season. 5 touchdowns, almost 600 yards rushing. And listen, I mean, the Colts have been playing well. They look like they're a team on the rise, but I just think it's a little premature. A 3-4 team here hosting arguably one of the hottest teams in the league, in the Tennessee Titans, to be favored. I just think Derrick Henry. I mean, how do you stop Derrick Henry? And I know the Colts defense is good, but I think the Titans in a competitive game will defeat the Indianapolis Colts 28-24, and I think Derrick Henry, I can easily see him having 130 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Michael, what do you got?
Couldn't have said it better myself. Honestly, 38-10 Titans.
Wow. I just don't. I'm just very confused by the line though. 2.5 for the Colts. Like, I mean, they've won 3 or 4, like I said, but the Titans, that running game. I mean, no one's even been able to close to stop them. They've just been on such a run. I don't know. I guess I just don't understand it. But I like I said, I do expect the Colts though to give them a good fight at the very least. And then last game we're going to take a look at here. The 6-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 4.5-point road favorites at the 4-2 New Orleans Saints. This game 425 on FOX. And you look at the Saints, I mean, grinded out that win against the Seahawks. Wasn't pretty. Got the job done. I mean, I'm sure conditions played a part here. But, and their defense has played very well this season. Me and Tony talked about it.
What did you guys talk about?
On Monday, just the fact that, or actually, no, it was Tuesday because we were recapping the game, but the way they run the offense with Winston, I mean, he only has 1,100 yards passing. I mean, he does have 13 touchdowns, only 3 picks, but just would like to see them be a little more aggressive there because I just feel like, Winston, he's been in the league a while now. You got to just let him air it out. I mean, Kamara's been good, but you don't want to overuse Kamara. He has 660 yards from scrimmage, 5 touchdowns. But it's a different feel with this Saints team just from the offensive side. The defense is probably just as good or better than it's been. Offense is just, it's hard for me to see how they're going to be able to keep up with the Bucs offense. But they do have a good defense. But it's just like, and Antonio Brown looks like he's going to miss another game. Gronk will return. Obviously, he has Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, not to mention Leonard Fournette out of the backfield. So Brady's got a lot of weapons to work with. 4-game winning streak here. So I just feel like this is a tough task for the Saints here. So I'm going to say Bucs 31, Saints 20. And I could easily see Brady having 4 touchdown passes here. He's been playing unbelievable. 21 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions this year. What do you see happening, Michael?
Saints 31, Bucs 10.
Wow. You think the Saints are telling Brady to sit down?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. We'll see what happens. What are your thoughts on Tony saying my laugh is incorrigible? What does he mean by that?
I can only assume that he means your laugh encourages others.
Hey, I'm all for it. Whatever I can do,
I like that.
Help the public. So a lot of good games here on Sunday. So looking forward to watching them. And of course, we'll recap all of that on Monday. But for now, we're going to switch to the world of the National Basketball Association.
The Bulls LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the 3, and the Lakers win the game.
Haven't heard that in a while.
Have not heard that in a while. 2-3 start, of course. They were off last night, but we'll talk about the games that did happen last night. And I have to say, Michael, before we get into the game, it feels like it's just been a while since the two of us have been able to talk basketball on the air.
I know it has.
So it's nice to be able to do that. Obviously, I'm a fan of everything, but of course, the two of us, generally speaking, huge basketball fans.
Jibber jabbering.
Would you say though we have the basketball fandom that Tony has, or we're just a notch below?
The basketball fandom?
Yeah, meaning how much we enjoy watching the NBA.
Tony, what does he enjoy watching?
No, I'm saying he's the top of the leaderboard with interest in the NBA.
Oh, yeah, he loves the NBA. Tony, I've never seen him miss a game.
But yeah, no, it really is fun. Obviously, a long way to go here in the season. But it's been an interesting start so far. And we'll talk about your Knicks 104-103. And I just want to start with you here. Give me your synopsis of this one.
Great game. I'm not going to say what everybody else is saying because they're just trash. Great game. Great win.
Chris Carlin.
Chris Carlin, Michael Kay, Peter Rosenberg, Don LaCrega, all those guys are just like, everybody's saying the same thing. Like, and even Alan Hahn, I love him, and Bart, but they're just saying the same thing. Oh, they played, they got to really fix this. Dude, it's first of all, it's dope that they're first in the East. It's great.
Right.
4-1, 5-1.
Yeah.
4-1.
I think
5-1.
No, I think it's. Is it 4-1? Yeah, I think it's 4-1.
4-1. This is what you want to start off like. First time since 2012 they've had such a record. They were 5-0 then. It's just early for everything. Let's see what's going on in a couple months. But I am really happy that they won this game because we talked about it off air. They lose this game last season.
Absolutely.
No matter how exciting they were, they just lose it.
And it's not even, and I don't know if you meant, did you mean that in terms of the closeness of the game or the quality of the competition or both?
What do you mean?
Like you said, this type of game. So I'm saying,
yeah, like the competition, the type of game, having the lead and losing it late.
Right.
Like they learned
last year. Because I was going to say, especially just strictly from a competition standpoint, I did notice they'd be on a hot streak, but then they would go up, against the Bucks, against the Sixers at full strength, and they would lose, like you said. So I think that's important. I mean, the Bulls have looked really good this year.
Yeah.
And it's just,
they still looked great last night too. I mean,
and I have to give the Knicks credit here to hold the Bulls offense to 103 points. I mean, it's a lot to defend. I mean, you think about Zach LaVine, Vucevic down low, and DeRozan. I mean, that's a lot of guys to worry about. Not to mention Lonzo. So it's just a lot on the defensive end to worry about. But the offensive end, nice to see Kemba. It seems like he's getting progressively better and better each game. Having the 21 points and we were talking before the show how he almost has as many 3-pointers as Elfrid Payton did all of last season
in the first 5 games.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, huge boost. Nice to see RJ have 20 points.
Tony says boo basketball, boo you, bro.
Yeah, boo rugby. How about that?
Yeah, how about that? How much money is rugby making?
Julius, the 13 points, the 16 boards. Do you make, because I know you're very long-term, big picture.
Yeah.
Do you make anything at all of the 2 missed free throws?
No.
You just think it's just almost a luck thing?
Not even luck. It's like, even if it is, he got the yips.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to get the yips again.
Right.
You learn, dude.
Right.
He's learned. Clearly, he most improved.
Yeah.
7th season.
Kobe.
A lot of players quit by their 7th season, Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get better. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, right?
And I have to say, I don't know if I've seen a guy follow the career trajectory that he has, because you look at it, he plays the 1 game his rookie season, has a decent second season, then he ends up going to the Pelicans, not really that great, solid, but not spectacular. And then all of a sudden for, what was he? I think the 7th overall pick, to just really come to his own. I mean, solid first season with the Knicks, but last year just taking it to a completely new level. So it just really, it just shows the will to work. And obviously, he learned that from Kobe, of course.
100%.
So, he's going to be, of course, huge for them down the stretch this season. And it was funny how you were making light of earlier today, how they're talking about how he can't be a 2 on a championship winning team and how ridiculous.
No, he can't even be. Yeah, he's just a 3.
Yeah, which
is like, come on, dude.
I think he's a great 2. And it's just, all that, those type of statements always depend on who's on the roster. So to say something like that is ridiculous. But I think it's going to be fun all season seeing these teams match up. And who knows? I mean, we're a long ways away, but they could potentially match up in a playoff game, which would be fun. So we will see. But great start, of course, for the New York Knicks. One other game from last night. Memphis Grizzlies 104, Warriors 101. So the Grizzlies upset the Warriors, handing them their first loss of the season in overtime. John Morant, another big game. That's what he's been doing all season. 30 points, 7 boards, 5 assists. It's nice having Jaren Jackson Jr. back for him, 15 and 8. So he was a big catalyst in this win as well. Curry, 36.7 boards. Teammates didn't exactly pick him up this game. And down the stretch, I mean, you're outscored by 9 points between the fourth quarter and overtime. So just when they needed to seal the game, they couldn't. But I don't know. It's funny because you look at it, the Warriors are undefeated. I think the Grizzlies were 2-2 coming into this game. Of course, early, like we said, but I see these teams, especially for right now. I mean, we'll see what difference Clay makes when he comes back, and especially James Wiseman. But as currently constructed, do you feel like they're very kind of comparable teams, Michael, or no?
Yeah, of course. I love both those teams.
But like just in terms of they're kind of middle of the pack, competitive, great night, can beat anybody, but they're not ready at where they are right now to win a title.
Correct.
So I love what Ja's doing though.
Allen Iverson, right?
Yeah.
Don't you see it?
I 100% see it. And me and Tony, I think it was 2 days ago, we're having the conversation about him, or maybe it was yesterday. But what are your thoughts if they could do it all over again? Would the New Orleans Pelicans take him over Zion?
What do you think?
So I think versus how it was back then, where it wasn't even a conversation, it would be a conversation. But at the same time, I don't think we can completely write off Zion because look at how Joel Embiid's career started. It seemed like he was going to be the next Greg Oden, and then he's an MVP type of guy. So I don't think we can say that they completely regret it, but there definitely is a second thought there for sure. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, dude, of course. Wouldn't you take John Morant over Zion right now?
I mean,
rugby is the greatest sport in the world. You don't understand.
Yeah, you're right. I don't understand.
Yeah. And clearly the world doesn't.
Exactly. But I guess I would, but I wouldn't. I like I said, I just wouldn't write off Zion. I know he struggled with the injuries, and I think Tony wants him to lose a little weight, and obviously you heard our conversation about that. The whole everyone, lose some weight, not understanding the difficulty of that, being a professional athlete or not. But yeah, I still think when it's all said and done, you're going to both be kind of in the same place in the NBA hierarchy. That's just my guess. Zion's talented.
Zion, dude. Yeah, I'm not. It's different. Like people might think it's like Blake Griffin's. Like, dude, different breed, different level. Like he's legendary, or he's gonna be as well.
So and speaking of guys that could be legendary, let's take a look at 2 games tonight, both on ESPN. So the first one 7:30. We got the 4-1 Hornets at the 3-1 Heat. Heat 6-point favorites here. Hornets though have got off to a good start, and the reason I was talking about legendary, LaMelo Ball, really has impressed, over the past year plus. So I really like what he's doing here. I mean, do you feel that his potential is unlimited? Like at one day he might be the best player in the league?
No.
Really? Okay, so you're not that riled for him.
Nah.
What do you like? What's in the crystal ball for him?
What's in the crystal ball for him? Sorry.
Like a comparison, like somebody's career. It doesn't need to be exact, same type of player, but just as far as how
Baron Davis.
Baron Davis, dude. So you're saying he's not even going to be like a top 500 player of all time?
I don't know, dude. I'm not buying into the hype yet.
I don't know why. I thought you thought he was pretty good.
I think he's good. I just don't think he's like, I don't know.
Great.
I've seen so many players that are like have fucking studly seasons, and it's like,
Yeah, no, I feel you, but I don't know. I am impressed, and I do think he's definitely playing a big role in the Hornets turning things around. So I like this matchup here, and I could see the Hornets, like while they've played well, winning 4 of their first 5. The Heat, I just think are a whole different animal. We saw them suffocate, the Brooklyn Nets the other night. I just think, on the road for the Hornets with a young team, this is a tall task. So I'm going to say Heat 104, Hornets 95. I just think they're just quite not ready to play a veteran team like the Miami Heat.
Heat 138.
138.
Yeah, watch this. Hornets 102.
I thought you were gonna say 98.
I was gonna. I wanted
it seemed
to.
Too crazy.
It's like, but watch, they're gonna get smacked in the mouth, dude.
Yeah,
You're gonna see the difference between these. Like, they're lower seeded. The Hornets are like a 7th, 8th.
Right.
You're gonna see a 1 or 2 right now go up against them. So
yeah, no, I totally feel you there. So be interesting to see. I mean, obviously, a lot of star power out on the court. So 7:30, first half of that NBA Friday doubleheader on ESPN. Other game, 3-1.
free bowl.
Dallas
free
Mavericks
bowl.
at the 2-2 free bowl. Denver Nuggets,
Dude.
1 point home favorites. 10 o'clock start here on ESPN. What do we got here, Michael?
What do we got here? What I got here is I don't care. Just free bowl. I mean, it's ridiculous, Barnes. Can we talk about this? We've never really been able to talk about it on air.
Yeah, no, we haven't got it, especially this season. We haven't really talked about it at all.
It's a little absurd at this point.
It is, and like, just not this situation, in general, but just not this situation specifically, but just in general. Like, when we see this, a guy that we think has talent, similar to Knox, but I think we both would agree we feel Bol is, way better than that. Does it come down to politics? Is that what it really is? Is that too broad of a statement?
Dude. I think all the cards are on the table, right? At this point, I mean, until there's a statement, we got to figure it out. We have to be the ones to crack the case.
And like, not because like I said, I know we're very pro Bull, but like, in your eyes, would you be shocked if they have not received a lot of trade interest from other teams the past year or so regarding him?
Dude, I guarantee you every team's offering a trade.
And like, do you think they would give up at least a first rounder at the very least?
Dude, I haven't seen anyone like him yet. Give him time. Give him.
He hasn't gotten in a game yet, right? Or no?
Not this season.
And because he had a little stretch last year where they were getting him in.
So Michael Green got hurt. I thought he was about to play. He doesn't even play. They put in someone else. It's like what the?
Yeah, and we both think he could play better than Aaron Gordon right now.
Dude, I'll even say he's better than Jokic.
That. I mean, I don't know if I can quite say that, but I do think, he could be a fringe all-star if he got minutes, right situation. But
no, MVP.
And as
dominant, transcendent.
And as our good friend Matthew would say, I hope they provide some clarity on the situation soon. But we will see. But just strictly looking at the game here, like I said, Nuggets slightly favored. And I'm just curious. I don't know if you've heard anything. I know they were calling it just a contusion, but what the status is for Jokic tonight, I'm going to just check.
I don't know. He was looking pretty sore.
Game time decision. It says they're calling it a bruised right knee. Did not practice Thursday, but there's no structural damage. But I don't know. I just, after seeing that, I don't know how they play, but I mean, maybe with a 1 point spread, I'm guessing that assumes that he plays, right? Because otherwise, wouldn't Dallas be favored?
Yeah.
So what do you got end of the day here?
Mavs 135, another big one, to 122.
No Bol?
No.
It's a sad day.
It's very sad. I don't get it. I never will.
So I'm gonna say, without Jokic, if we're taking that into consideration, Mavs 110, Nuggets 98. They can't win without Jokic and Jamal Murray. I think that's just too much to ask, especially from Aaron Gordon, who you don't think of really as a scorer per se.
Dude, he should have never left Orlando.
Yeah, I mean,
He's just getting buried there.
Yeah, it's just
when Murray comes back,
he needed to go somewhere where he's going to play a lot. Obviously,
yeah,
that's not going to happen there. Real quickly before we just go to baseball, Lakers playing the Cavs. We saw them lose to the Thunder. They are hosting the Cavs. Cavs 3-2. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, got off to a good start this year. Any reason to be nervous? The Lakers as 7.5-point favorites here to not win this game.
Colin Sexton,
Darius Garland,
McGee. No, I'm joking.
Allen.
Allen,
yeah.
Love.
LeBron questionable.
It's over. Cavs by 15.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah, Lakers by 20. I think LeBron plays. He's
you
tight.
Want that?
He's tight. I think when LeBron's tight, wants to prove a point.
Yeah, but he's tight. Actually, his hamstring's tight. You can't do anything.
It's not the hamstring.
Whatever. It's everything
it's
now at this point. Oh, the ankle now. Oh my God.
But that being said, like I said, I'm confident.
What are you confident in?
They're gonna win.
Why?
I just think enough is enough.
What's enough?
Let's get back to work. Let's chase the goal.
What goal are they chasing? LeBron's rings or a championship?
O'Brien trophy. You'll see it by the end of the season. But interesting NBA Friday.
Are you nervous, dude?
Not at all.
Not even a little.
No. Lakers got it.
Not even a little.
We'll talk about it on Monday, though. But for now, let's switch to the world of major.
Giving chase at Judge, and he dives into the stand.
Rob begins the season with an overpowering strikeout of Ronald Acuna.
The wall is gone! 3-run home run! What's going on here? I love it. He drives one to the moon. High, deep, and very gone.
I guess to start it off here, Michael, I want you to say what you just said 2 seconds ago.
Can the World Series just already end so we could get to spring training quicker?
I mean, listen, to all of our loyal fans and listeners out there, I understand I talk about this too much, but I can't help myself. Obviously, diehard fan, Michael, but just could you just imagine, though, if the Yankees were in the World Series here against the Braves, 22 years later after they last met in the World Series, just how exciting this conversation would be right now regarding the World Series. A Game 3 series tied at 1-1. I mean, how much juice that would have?
It'd be a whole dude. The ratings would be through the roof.
And the game, because the Yankees were the wild card this season, would actually have been at Yankee Stadium tonight. And I think, I'm not sure, Michael, but I think.
What do you think?
We would have been there.
Oh, definitely. Dude.
Oh man, it's tough. And me and Tony were talking about it the other day, but he did promise, and you would know better than me, knowing Tony for longer than I have. He promised me, no matter what, that there will not be a shortage or a cancellation of this upcoming baseball season. Wait, is he good on his word? Honestly,
he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Really? So you think I should be concerned?
Yeah. If they're talking about it, dude, then yeah, he's not in there. He's talking out his arse half the time on the show.
No, but can you just talk about how I would feel if we did not get off the ground next season?
Dude, I could see it.
I'm already thinking about it.
I could see it already.
Oh man, but honestly too, I just want it straight up. If it hurts, it hurts.
Okay.
Do you believe they're gonna make the right moves this offseason?
Yes, I really do. I really do. I have faith. They don't want to be losers, dude. You know what I mean? It's not like they want to be losers.
Do you think though, it's and then seeing, the Red Sox have some success here in the playoffs before, ultimately falling to the Astros, that could have been some more motivation. Listen, we've seen the same teams finish ahead of us year after year. It's time that we return to prominence.
Oh yeah, dude. This is getting personal. This is This should be for the Yankees, which I think it is. I think it's like, I'm not going to get political, but it's how China feels. They have been the dominant country for hundreds of years. In the last 200 years, people don't realize the United States have taken that throne, I could say, from China, and China's now trying to reclaim that. So that is what the Yankees should be doing.
And I want 100% transparency here, Michael.
Yes.
Next year at this time, the representative for the American League in the World Series will be
the New York Yankees versus the representative from the NL East, Tony's New York Mets.
We were 1 year early on that. And I think, if the Mets, can get a general manager, they should have no problem getting there. So we will see. But we, of course, have a long way to go. So in the meantime, we'll get by with what we have, even though there's nothing like our pastime, the game of baseball. But tonight, quickly, game 3, 809, FOX.
That's Fox for you people, if you don't know.
We're in Atlanta.
You think some people get confused? There has to be some.
I think Prefer texted me the other day.
Dude, did we tell you that Fresh Show came on last night on Screen Time and was saying how he's Prefer?
No way.
I kid you not.
Prefer has 9 lives.
This guy.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But hey, that's how our fans are. When we appreciate every single one of them.
Even if they are 9 people.
Even if they are 9 people. So we got Luis Garcia for Houston opposing Ian Anderson here. Very important game. We see it all the time in the NBA. Usually that game 3 winner ends up winning the championship. Your crystal ball here, Michael. Braves at home. Astros coming off the nice win in game 2. What do you got?
Braves 6, Astros 1. I had it ready. I didn't even have to think about it.
I'm gonna up you there. Braves 10.
Wow.
Astros 1.
You think it's gonna be a slaughterhouse?
I think so. Atlanta, the fans are pumped. There hasn't been World Series game there. 22 years. So they will be riled, and the Atlanta Braves win game 3. And we'll also, of course, we'll recap, games 4 and 5, which are scheduled to take place tomorrow, Sunday. But for now, we'll see what happens tonight. And like I said, 809 on Fox. And, before we get to the end here, Michael, it's a tradition. We have to cover the National Hockey League. Some interesting results last night. We've kind of seen this the past few days where I think Tony, said it best. Like, just it's hockey. Anything can happen.
Anything.
So you look at results. I mean, of course, the Lightning defeating the Coyotes 5-1. That wouldn't qualify as a surprise.
No.
Coyotes the worst team we've ever seen. But I was surprised after losing 5-1 the other night. The Penguins get a spot against the Flames again at home and get shut out 4-0. I think when they're fully healthy, they'll be a different animal. But was surprised to see that. Hurricanes, over the Bruins. 6-0 is 6-0. So it speaks for what they've been able to do. But I do think the Bruins will be right there with them end of the year. The Blues losing to the Avalanche. Didn't really see that happening. As Avalanche lost to the Golden Knights the other night. Blues, that was their first loss of the season. Obviously, is what it is. Flyers 2-1 over the Canucks. We had the Sabres continue their hot start, 4-3 over the Ducks in overtime yesterday. 5-1-1 on the season. Happy for Buffalo at all, Michael?
No, I don't really care for Buffalo hockey.
Where are they in terms of like rivals for the Devils?
They're not a rival, no.
No?
No.
Okay. Are they in the same division though?
I don't think so.
Okay. But yeah, just kind of interesting there. Kraken get the third win of the season, 4-1 over the Wild.
The Devils
that was a
loss.
upset. The Devils. Oh, that was from
They lost to the Flames
Tues-
most recently.
Tuesday. Yeah, 5-3 to the Flames, which I was surprised about. Jets over the Kings 3-2, and Gino Ganello's Montreal Canadiens get their second win of the season, 4-0 over the Sharks. Definitely was surprised about that one. But on to the night, Michael. And I don't know, I could do it. We both could do it. Tony usually does his lock of the night. How do you think we should do this?
What games are up?
So I'll give them to you. So we got Panthers at Red Wings.
Okay.
Blue Jackets at Rangers.
Okay.
Coyotes at Capitals.
Okay.
Blackhawks at Hurricanes.
Okay.
Ducks at Golden Knights. And Senators at Stars.
Ducks over Golden Knights, lock of the night.
Wow. Ducks, a little uneven start here, but Vegas, same thing. And I just think they just aren't the animal, that they once were.
Right.
As I stumble upon that. And not to take a shot at Tony here, because I know, we enjoy going back and forth here, but I think Columbus Blue Jackets over the New York Rangers, lock of the night.
Love it. Why?
I just think Bjorkstrand, 3 goals coming into this game. I could see him matching that tonight. In Rangers, at times this year, lack of offense. So, that's kind of how I could see that happening. Capitals, 4-0-3 this year, kind of interesting. 3 overtime losses, hosting the Coyotes. And I've been saying it's a matter of time. The Coyotes are going to pick up a victory, but I just can't see it on the road. We know what the Capitals are all about. Ovechkin already has 8 goals this season. He's been crazy. So I think that's another lock of the night as well. But
Mad locks.
Officially locking it up. Blue Jackets over Rangers and the Ducks over the Golden Knights. Should be another fun night in the National Hockey League, Michael.
Wow.
So hey, let's see what will happen. As we head into the weekend, anything you're just most particularly excited about, whether it's the world of sports,
Halloween
life in general, Halloween on Sunday.
Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm excited for the Jets. I'm excited for
When do the Knicks play again?
the Knicks.
Tomorrow?
I think tomorrow. Let's see. The hottest team in New York.
Absolute on fire.
Pelicans. That's a win. Dude, that's amazing.
Oh yeah, 7:00. So yeah, should be an interesting weekend, but another great week here at the Sportsport. And like I said earlier, really appreciate all the fans, and keep commenting,
Liking,
and
subscribing.
You guys are our bloodline,
Bloodline.
like our friend Tony would say. But we want everybody to enjoy their weekend.
Have a safe Halloween weekend as well.
Safe.
We know you guys are boozing.
Healthy and happy, and we'll see you all back here on Monday.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do.